Creating an invitation on using Google Drawing. Today, that's the activity we'll be looking at. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can go over here to the apps, the Google apps, and find Google Drawing on there. If you keep going down, you should be able to find it, and it will pop up on yours if you've had it added. If you don't have it added like I don't, mine's not on there, you could go to Clever, or you could go over here to Google Drive and add that through this way here. You'll notice it's not there on this part, so you want to go to click on the Google Drawings here. When it pops up, you will see a canvas show up. The canvas is always checkerboard. This means this is stuff will not show. You could put a background there, show a different one, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. First thing I want to do is show you how to change your canvas size, and you can change it by, notice it didn't look like it changed, but if I wanted it to be long and narrow more like a page size, I can do that. I can even shrink it up to here. And now it kind of went back. So if I really don't know what that looks like, I can go over here to File, Page Setup, and I can make it exactly the way I want that to do. So I want to make it 11 by 8, which is about the size of a sheet of notebook paper or copy paper. So there we're having what we want. I want to insert a picture here, but to do it, I want to go find it. So I'm going to go to walterjbear.org. I'm going to find a picture, and I'll take a screenshot. So when I go over here, I go to walterjbear.org. I've uploaded that web page before, so I know where we can find it. I'm going to go to Photo Albums, and I'm going to click on 2018-19, the current year that I'm making this video, and I want to find a picture that I'd like. Here under Pep Rallies, I find one. I can go through there and look all day long. On this one, I'm going to use Control-Shift and the Windows Switcher key, or Command-Shift-4, depending on which you're using, which kind of product you're using. Here, I'm using an Apple, so it's Command-Shift-4. Yours will be the Windows Switcher key. So I found my picture, and it's going to show up on my desktop, and I'll be able to use that in just a moment. And because it used it as a screen shot, you can see that I can go back and rename that. And as I rename it, yours will come up on a different box, a different way of doing that. I'm going to name it Class of 2023, and that way we'll be able to find it in just a minute. So I'm going to go back to my screen that I have here, go back to my untitled drawing, and I'm going to go to Insert Image, Upload from Computer. You could load it to your drive and do it that way. I want to do it from this different route. And there it is. It popped up first thing. So I want to add that picture right there. And I really want it to be bigger, so if I come and make that the same size there, it's now going to be way bigger than what it was before. And I can see if I stretch it this way, it distorts it a lot. So I can have that, but I really don't want that. So I've got this area down here I can play with in just a minute, kind of show you the next part. So now I've got this picture here, and I want to go add a background. So I want to go use my shape tool. And so you'll see the shape up here. Click here, use shapes, and we're going to put that shape behind this picture. I'm going to make it a rectangle. And when I do, you'll notice what happens. It hid the picture. So now you got to think of this like it's in a layer. And this blue layer is on top, and my picture that I found, Class of 2023, is on the bottom. So if I go to Arrange, Order, and send this one to the back, you can see that it changed. Well, I want to change the color as well. And when I go to change the color, I find the fill color, and I want to change it to blue. And now we're looking more like our school color blue. I could go up here and change it even more and give a whole different color blue. There's all kinds of ways to do that. You can even customize it later too. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add some notations here for our picture. And I want to go to use a text box, and I want to put that text box right here below it. And I'm going to make it pretty large, and I'm going to call this one, create my party, I'm going to call it 8th grade graduation. Party, okay? So as you see, you can't really see it, so it's, I'm going to go up here and use our regular toolbox. I want to change, number one, the color. So it takes the text color, I'm going to change it to red, see if that works out. I'm going to go up here and find something I like using Slacky or any other font, and I want to make it really big, so let's try 36. And I think that'll give us about where we want to be at to have more room to use later in just a second. So the next thing is I've got this, but I really want to show you another little simple trick. If I click on the box itself and get out of the box, I can go Control or Command D and it'll duplicate it. I could use Command C, copy, and Command V, paste, but duplicate gives me a lot faster. I'm going to go through and highlight all that. I can hit Command A or I can hit highlight just like I did and change that to a different color. So let's say I go white. And when I do that, you can see I can move it around just enough, and I made it three-dimensional now. I can move it just a slight bit more to get to where I want to on that. I even could change the size of it and it can make it a little bit more. If I wanted to, I could even go back graduation order and send backwards and it puts that red on top. That's what I'm really looking for. Okay. A lot of other things you can do. You could take both of those things, both those items, and you could group them. So if I would have hit Command A, it highlights everything on here. So if I hold the shift down and get rid of the picture and the blue box, it now has just the two things that are there highlighted, and I could go arrange, group. Now those two are grouped together for life, and you can see I can move them around to wherever I want to do that. So what you want to do in your invitation is make sure you give me a when, where, and why. The why is it's 8th grade graduation party. I could put some more stuff there. The next thing I want to do is I want to go back and add when the party's going to take place and why the party's going to take, or where the party's going to take place. So you want to do the when, where, and why to help you make that. You could even take that right there and make another border around it and really make it pop a little bit. So if I wanted to go back and make it a little bit smaller border this time, just for that picture, I could. And again, arrange, order, send backward. Arrange, order. Now if I send it to the back, it hides it. So you just got to find out where it's at. And arrange, order, send to the back. Arrange, order, send forward, and now it's there. And I could go back and paint bucket that to that red, and so now it kind of matches what I'm already doing. So this is just kind of a brief overview of how to use some of the basic aspects of Google Drawing.